Kendra here, and this is a podcast where you can come get your daily dose of laughter, sex, a mental health check-in, or just simple conversation. Stay tuned as I give you something worth listening to. Welcome back, you sexy devils, to a brand new episode of Something Worth Listening to. It's been a very long and emotional 2 weeks. Why, you ask? The first week I was on my period, so when you're on your period, everything just seems so much more fucking dramatic than it is. I swear. If you know, you know. Anyways, the second week was I did not attend my therapy session. I had canceled it, and emotions were hitting different too. Now I'm not sure if that was like due to after the period and I was still a bit sensitive, or I just wasn't able to let out my frustration during my therapy session. I forgot how much therapy actually allows me to release. You know, it's like when you don't have anything. What is it? When you don't know what you have until it's gone. I've peeped this in the beginning, like, oh, I would talk about little small things, but those little small things would not even be a thing in my mind anymore, something to worry about, because I've already released all that frustration during my session. Now, when I miss a session, then a bitch is like irritable, she's aggy, she's stressed the fuck out, and I'm panicking way too quick about just dumb shit. I say all of that to say this. Last week, when I was trying to deal with different ways of not drinking myself to death, I thought of a focus for this week's episode, and maybe it'll help you like it's helped me. We are going to be talking about coping mechanisms, okay? Healthy coping mechanisms and some unhealthy coping mechanisms, because let's be real, we all have a little bit of both. Now, full fucking disclaimer. I am not a therapist. I am not certified or educated, other than experience, for you to just solely follow this information. I don't even know. Whatever disclaimer that people be saying before they say that they're not professional and give you advice, that's what I'm about to say. So, disclaimer, I did not go to school for this. This is just shit that has worked for me. With that being said, it's easy to feel like nobody gives a fuck. So this episode is going to be for people who are trying to process with no outlet to express their feelings. These are going to be for people who are in the middle of changing their stressful situations, and also for those that are looking for a better way to cope without self-medication. So self-medication meaning when an individual takes a substance to help them relax or help them deal with whatever it is causing them stress, whatever it is that's making them upset, or whatever it is that they want to forget about, because a lot of people have no idea what self-medicating is. And that was some real shit. I'm not shitting on anybody. It took me a little bit to know that I was doing it while I was doing it. So if it helped you, it helped you. If you already knew that, then that's cool. The first coping mechanism that I have on my list is try talking to somebody that'll just simply listen. Simply listen is emphasized, because sometimes that person might not be your best friend, that person might not be your partner, that person might not be your parent. It could literally be anyone who won't offer you unsolicited advice. I know when I'm tight and I go to vent, I get frustrated when I get advice, because I don't want advice. I didn't ask you for advice. Sometimes you just want to listen. Or sometimes too, when people try and give me something positive to look forward to or throw their positive feedback, I get a little frustrated. I'm a dweller. Now, what I mean by dwell is that if something just happens or rocks my world or literally like pushes a button, I take a good 5 to 10 to 15 minutes to deal with it. After taking that time, I find myself okay to actually put some thought into solving whatever it is that caused me stress, because it's been felt, it's been processed, and now it's time to deal with it. I know that's easier said than done, because a bitch still has problems with that, but it's a work in progress. This next one is for people who aren't so good at expressing themselves verbally, so I would say write it down. Now, along with writing it down, read it over. I say read it over because this is for those who have trouble internalizing how they feel. You can read it over when you're calm, or you can read it over when you're still upset. To me, the whole point of you rereading your emotions over is because it shows acknowledgement to them. I'm upset. Boom. Why am I upset? Boom. What's going to help me get over this? Boom. This is not to invalidate someone else's feelings, but I feel like a lot of the times that we do get upset could be for no reason. Like, I'll get upset, I'll go talk to somebody about it, or I'll think it over in my head. And as I'm thinking about it or saying it out loud, I'm like, bitch, you sound dumb. So sometimes for me, it helps me get over like, alright, it was nothing, or alright, they didn't mean nothing by it, or bitch, maybe you're just thinking too much in your head. Like, I just think rereading your emotions help you get a better understanding of where you stand and why you stand on it. Point blank, period. This next one is also good for those who aren't good at expressing themselves verbally or writing things down. I think music is a great escape, a great outlet, and a lot of people deal with their feelings through music. There's a genre for everyone. There's a song for literally everything. Any situation, you could apply a song to it. I guarantee that. Music is the one thing that can express how you feel without you actually having to talk to somebody. Go to the car, blast your favorite fucking music, go take a walk, put your headphones in, blast your favorite fucking song, and realize that the song you're listening to and the song that you are using as an escape right now was written because you are not the only person feeling how you are feeling. Side note, I think everyone needs to remember that as well. When you get upset or if you're feeling some way about something, remember, you cannot be the only person on this fucking earth who has felt that way before. It's okay to normalize certain feelings. It's okay to feel certain things. Whether you feel good about feeling like that or not, it's okay to feel it because you feel that way. One thing I will say, my brother has taught me, stop apologizing for things that I stand for. I guess stand for would kind of be the off-track subject, but the point is, I said what I said. That saying goes so much deeper than just a comedy saying. Like, I said what I said. That's how I felt. That's how I was feeling. So why would I be wrong for going back on how I feel? Thank you, Denzel. Love you, brother. But going back on track, music was meant for expression. So use it. The next suggestion I have on my coping mechanism list, take it out on a hobby and make sure it's something you enjoy doing. But if you like me and you don't have a hobby, we need to find one, by the way. Probably could bring us a lot of peace in our lives. But yes, if you do not have a hobby, find something to distract you. Distract you for the meantime, not distract you as in sweep it under the rug. Because sweeping it under the rug don't make no sense if you finna change your coping mechanisms, right? Right. Sometimes we like to skip the coping process and go straight to the healing part. Now, healing meaning reacting in a way that'll make you feel better. So that's the type of shit that shows up as you being petty or you making another emotionally impulsive decision that can make the whole situation worse than what it is. Another sidebar. Self-progression is worth its highest when you're filled with anger, sadness, or stress, okay? It's so easy to be like, oh, I'm a changed person and I'm practicing my ways when everything's good and dandy, but it counts and the work is actually accounted for when you are put in a situation to test that all over again. So just keep that in mind. If you are trying to work on being better at something in your life, make sure that when you are at your lowest, you still shine through, because it's easy to say and not do. Ooh. You like that? That was bars. Now, since this is a safe space and you guys are like kind of my friends, I figured I would open up about like my own little self-medication situation. So, if you know me, you know I love my wine, but there was a time that for a couple months, I would say, I literally felt myself slipping into alcoholism. Now, this was before therapy. So about a year ago now, we're in August. So last year, 2020, I was running through like, 5-6 bottles a week. And I'm talking about like Monday through Friday, because on Fridays I would have to go buy a new bottle anyways, because you know, it's the weekend, we was outside. But point is, 5-6 bottles, that's unhealthy, that's not okay, especially because I was learning that I need a drink. Every time something stressful came up, I need a drink. Every time something that did not sit well with me came up, it's like, let me just go have a glass of wine and just think this over. And let me go have a glass of wine and forget about it. Just sweeping it under the rug type shit. Exactly what I said not to do. I'm very self-aware. I have very high self-awareness, and I pride myself on that. So if I didn't notice my patterns, I would probably still be in that shit right now. With drinking all the time, I wasn't actually processing what made me upset, when things made me upset. So I had walked into work and I wanted to put in my 2 weeks because I just wasn't happy. I was feeling stuck every day in this routine, very stagnant, as if I had no reason to elevate. I was never going to elevate. Just, some like depression, self-doubt shit. Reg schmeg. That's not funny. I walk into the office and I talk to my one of my bosses, and she's like, yeah, like I've noticed you haven't been yourself. Like you just don't care. You walk around here like it's whatever. There's no difference to you. Because I'm usually like this bubbly person and I make everyone feel comfortable and welcomed and people love me, I'm a vibe. But I just haven't been that vibe in a long time, and she says that she's noticed. So I don't know what it was. I just started breaking down, fucking crying. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not happy. Like, I feel stuck, I just don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do anything. Like, I just lost that oomph, And the thing with me, I'm also very prideful. So I hate the fucking fact that I cried because my other boss walks in the room. Now I'm crying in front of two bosses who ain't never seen me show any other emotion besides happiness. So it just made me feel some type of way. Like, I can't drink this away now. I'm sitting here fucking sobbing in front of these people. I haven't dealt with my emotions in a long time. And I felt like everything that was bothering me, everything had built up. So when I released. I'm telling you, ugly crying, eyes was red, bitch was looking crazy. Like, and I was happy that they understood, like, yo, this is not you. Like, if you need time off, take that time off. I was very fortunate, very grateful. I used to talk so much shit about Old Navy, but very grateful. The people that I worked for, they cared about me. So he gave me a break. He gave me a week off. And for that, like, I'll forever be thankful. Like, that was my mental he helped me with, And that's when I started to seek out therapy. So come maybe November or maybe October, around there, is when I started therapy. And you already know I put y'all on when I started or whatever. But long story short, I hid my emotions other ways until I couldn't anymore, and it fucking exploded in front of two people that I don't even know like that. And it only bothers me because I'm bitches prideful as fuck. Long story short, I had to sum it up. I appreciate myself for noticing what the fuck was the problem. Although I didn't stop when I was supposed to, or it took me to like bawl out in front of folks I barely knew. I'm glad it happened, It was so easy to just get a drink, get drunk, and forget about it. It's always so easy to go roll a clip, fucking smoke that shit and forget about it. It's always easy to just go pop a pill, go party, and forget about it. But mental health is something that I'm glad the conversations for it are opening up, but I think that it's important that everybody just talks about it. Everybody needs some way to release. So again, for me personally, that's my therapy. I noticed that when I didn't have my therapy, then I just didn't have a way to just let out frustration. I hope this helped somebody. I hope this helped multiple people. I mean, you could try one of these ways. You could try none of these ways. I just figured it's here, It's not something really that people openly talk about, or it's like, oh, well, how do you deal with stress? Some people just fucking fuck the pain away. Some people smoke it. Some people drink it. So with that being said, on this week's segment of Something Worth Taking Home, I want you guys to remember to feel, to process, and to heal. Easier said than done, but feel and recognize that you feel while you feel. Process and then heal. I'm glad I got the chance to speak to you guys about this topic on this episode. Don't forget SWLT by Ken. I will see you guys in my next episode of Something Worth Listening to. Bye.